Good morning. I've had to laugh this morning. I've got to tell you a little story now. The other day when I did the pressure washing, I used my gardening trainers and I'd left them outside over here. So they were undercover over there, out of the way. This morning I've come out, I've put some nuts out for the squirrels, and I happened to glance this way and there's one of my trainers. And I'm thinking, so I went and looked, and the other one's missing as well. So there's one, and there's two. I wonder who's had those. So you've got to love the foxes, haven't you? Because it can only be the foxes that have moved them. At least they're still here, and I can retrieve them and let them dry out totally, and then use them again in the garden. Visibility wasn't brilliant overnight to start with, but Jimmy turned up, and then Teeny came along. And he came back, and he came back again, and Teeny was back again. ChipChip then turns up, and she came back again as well. She was actually there for quite some time eating, and then Wynnie turns up. I love this bit. Hello. Jimmy comes back again. And he was around for ages as well. He was there for that long that the weather even changed and went foggy. JJ then showed up. And Wynnie came back again. And here she is again. And she was backwards and forwards loads of times. Teeny then came back as well. And he was the last one on the overnight. Here's Freya. Baby. And here's Poppy. Okay, so we've got Simon and Freya up here. Here, do you want these? Got some fresh toys for you today. Simon? Poppy? Timmy? There's another one there. Right, Timmy's run off with one. Freya's playing with the donut. Simon, do you want this one? Do you want this big one? Do you want this big one? Do you? Yeah? Poppy and Simon. Simon's at the front, Poppy at the back with the new toys. Timmy is over there. Freya has just heard something and jumped up on that box. Ricky is camera shy today, he keeps hiding. It's Freya. You good girl. A good girl, yes you are. Yes you are. Her coat is just so thick, it's lovely. Lovely and healthy, as you all are. Timmy in his wheel. He certainly loves that wheel. Timmy to the left, and then Simon being chased by Poppy. Hey Timmy. Hello baby. Simon. And here's Timmy to the left and Poppy to the right. Timmy and Simon. What are you doing, Tim? Poppy. Simon. Freya's still minding her own business over here. There's Ricky. Hey, baby. There we have Timmy. Poppy and Simon. Timmy's back on his wheel. Ricky is laid the other side of the wheel. Simon is just looking for trouble. He is so desperate to actually get out now, and he does seem to have matured in the last couple of months, so it is possible he could be released at some stage. Hey Poppy. Simon's still looking for trouble. Luther and Jessica are both in the box. They've got clean straw in there this morning and they're loving it. Simon and Poppy, and in the background you can still hear Timmy on his wheel. Simon, she only wants to have a drink like you. So Poppy has now decided to go and lay with Freya. Freya's decided to move now. There's a big stretch. There we have Luther snuggled up in his nice fresh straw, and next to him it's Jessica. Simon goes over to Ricky, but Ricky doesn't respond to him and Simon leaves him alone. Timmy's loving that straw. And there is Henderson just checking out his fresh straw in his box. Are you happy with that, mate? Yeah? Oh, you're not? You need a bit more, do you? Here we have Snappy. She's having her little wander around the garden as she does. She's not long been up. She has her little routine where she wanders round, has a run around. She loves being in the enclosure at night with Henderson and gets up when she feels like it. There she comes. Bless her little heart. This is Simon in here with Luther. I was just giving Luther a brush. Jessica is now out playing with one of the toys next to Ricky over there. Henderson has got some new toys in there as well. He's now running around with a carrot. I've just come back down to see these little guys before I go home, and here we have Ricky fast asleep, and then on there we have Simon. He's settled down at last. And then over the back there we have Freya, Poppy and Timmy, so it's all nice and peaceful now. And in the box, Luther and Jessica. I'm now home again, but look at the state of my coat. Thanks to Simon again. Guess where this is going? Straight in the washing machine. Update on Poppy number 2. Poppy number 2 was getting ready to be released. She'd been out in the enclosure with a couple of the other foxes and was getting more used to being around foxes, and apart from being partially sighted in one eye, there was no other reason why she should stay at the sanctuary. Anyway, Steve got a little bit complacent one night. That is all written on our Facebook page, so if you want to head over and join Second Chance Fox Sanctuary, there is a write-up about it there. Anyway, the plan was, as I say, to release her. It didn't quite go to plan, and she managed to escape one night. Steve looked for her for ages but couldn't find her, and 2 of the other volunteers went over the next morning and they were looking for her, couldn't find her. Anyway, she's out there in 120 acres of woodland and pastures, so she should be absolutely fine. and she has been spotted on 2 occasions since escaping. So she is still around and she does look fit and healthy, but she's having a life that she should be having out in the wild. But yeah, if you want more information, please head over to Facebook, Second Chance Fox Sanctuary. So that's the update on Poppy.